This is Philip G. for 937 Spotlight. And I'm in downtown Dayton, standing in front of one of the Gem City's premier restaurants, Once Upon a Time. Now, if you're not familiar, then what we're going to do is introduce you to this lady.
Hello, I'm Ann Person, also known as Mary Ann from Mary Ann's Kitchen, Southern Kitchen and Catering. I am a native Daytonian, born and raised, went to elementary school and graduated from high school here and went on to college here in Dayton, and been here mostly all my life. Of course, till I went into the Air Force, and I moved away for several years and came back to home, which is here in Dayton. So, and I've been here ever since.
What high school did you graduate from?
I graduated from Nettie Lee Roth.
Oh, a Falcon, are you?
Class of 1972. Woo,
Okay.
woo.
All right. That was a very
72.
good year. Very good year.
Very good year. The best class out of Roth. Thank you very much.
Mary Ann's Kitchen.
Yes.
Now, when you were growing up, did you watch your mother or father cook, or how did you get into cooking like that?
A household of 9 siblings, watching my mother cook over the years, and she was a very good cook. Just watching her, and I just got into cooking because that was something that she taught us all, my brothers and my sisters, you know, all of us, how to cook. I guess I was the one who took to it the most.
Why did you go to the military?
Well, I was kind of a adventurous person, kid growing up, and at that time I just thought for me as a career, since I wanted to be an FBI agent, and they said my personality it just wouldn't make a good FBI agent. So then I decided to be an airline stewardess, and I need to lose 30 pounds. So I said, well, I got to find something else to do. So I decided that I would pursue the Air Force. Mary Ann's Kitchen got started, like I said, with the encouragement of my mother-in-law, Mary Person. And I had an idea. I went to my husband, Jeffrey, and I told him that I wanted to start a business doing festivals and different things of that sort. So we had a camper trailer, and we wasn't going camping anymore, and we converted it into a little kitchen. And we started setting up on the corner of over there on 3rd and Abbey, setting up, selling food on the corner. We did that for several years, and till we was invited to go into Club Majestics and cook, and we stayed there several years inside Club Majestics, and from there we decided to get our own building, and we went to Hoover in Brooklyn, opened the old Joe J restaurant, and from there it was history. You know, we had different locations. We were inside the Salem Mall food court, and then we opened up the MCL cafeteria. We would have our all-you-can-eat Sunday buffet. The help of my family and my aunts would do all our baking, and my sisters would help us in the kitchen. Then we went downtown on Ludlow. We just had various locations, and we just kept, you know, seemed like each time we moved, Mary Ann's Kitchen would get bigger and bigger and bigger, and Dayton supported us. You know, Dayton, Ohio came and supported us. People would come from other states and cities around the area because they would hear about Mary Ann's Kitchen. It was overwhelming. We had several celebrities to come in. The Tyler Perry showcase. We had Della Reese. We had Cheryl Underwood. We had the Harlem Globetrotters, Canton singers. They would come out of Mississippi. So we've just been blessed. We've been blessed, and I thank God for it. It's just been wonderful to have served Dayton, Ohio, and have our restaurant.
You guys used to feed homeless people. How did that happen?
We, you know, Mary Ann's Kitchen did a lot for the Dayton community. Not to brag, which is something we never did, but we fed the homeless at Thanksgiving. You know, we would open up the restaurant, my family and I, and we would feed the homeless, and before we ate our Thanksgiving dinner. For WDAO, we used to do their Christmas event, the feed for the homeless. For U92, we would go and whatever they need as far as feeding the homeless and helping others. I mean, Mary Ann's Kitchen has done so much in the Dayton area that I could just go on and on and on about all the things that we've done. I remember at different times, you know, setting up for the different festivals, the music fest out at the Island Park, cooking breakfast, for the workers. We would cook outdoors. We didn't have no stove or anything. Everything would just be open fire. We would do from scratch and just prepared our meals just, off the ground. We didn't have all the propane tanks and all the everything that they have now. We didn't have that. And we did well. We fed hundreds. I remember working for the city of Dayton. I catered for them, and I fed over 2,000 people out there at Welcome Stadium for an event that the city of Dayton had. I mean, I could just go on and on about the things that we at Mary Ann's Kitchen contribute to the Dayton area. I couldn't have been successful as I was if it wasn't for my family and my friends and all the employees that work there at Mary Ann's Kitchen. And I really I just can't thank everyone enough to do all the things that we did for the community. I mean, like I said earlier, I could just go on and on about all the things that we did, for the community. I think sometimes I gave away more food than I sold. I never complained about it because it was a blessing, for me to do. People would talk to me about, my food, what you got in it, how did you fix it, how did you do it? And I would tease people about it, and two things I would say. Well, number one, if I tell you what I did, then I have to kill you. And then they would laugh, and I would laugh. But really, I had one ingredient I felt that no one could ever have, and that was my love that I put into cooking and doing what I did. It was my love, and no one else in this world has the love that I have to do what I was
Speaking
doing.
of love, how much love did you get from not the people in the city, but the city, like when you were dealing with licensing, or how hard was it to do that at the time that you were coming?
Well, at times it became hard because I just felt that there were some places and that, we wasn't welcome, but you had to be perseverant, you had to push. And when you learn business and know what you can do and what you can't do and what's allowed, then, that's where that kicks in, that you become demanding of what you want. The fees would go up, but it didn't matter. We prepared for it because we knew that it was going to happen. So we prepared for the fees and getting the license and passing inspection. The health department would come in and they say, you need to do this, you need to do that. And we did this and we need to do that. And then when we did this and did that, they would come back and say, well, you need to do more of this and you need to do more of that. And I just felt like, it was a setback for us as a, not to open our business, but we just kept on pushing and we did everything that was asked until, we finally would get our license to open, and we just kept going and we tried to, be good citizens and abide by all the rules and regulations that the city asked, and we did that to stay in business.
Now, what about some of the other so-called black restaurants in Dayton? Now, how did you guys get along? Did you ever have any problems, or did you work together? What was that like?
I never had any problems. I just didn't feel like it was any competition. Yes, it was other black, restaurants that opened up, after me. Some was open before me. But I did never feel I was in any type of competition, because by me being a woman of faith, I just felt like what God had for me was for me, and nothing that nobody could do to stop that. And I was blessed. And so in that nature of being blessed, God gave to me, so I had to give back. And that's the reason why I made the statement that I felt that I gave away more food than I sold, because it was a blessing. So I just didn't feel inferior to anyone, doing business, around me in Dayton. Even like I said, at festivals, I would go to a festival and we would be late getting there. Just all of a sudden, our line would be wrapped around the corner, which nothing but it was a blessing. So I just never felt inferior about any other business or black business. And I would try to help. If people come to me and ask me questions, I would give them the answer. How do you go by doing this, Miss Mary Ann? How do you open up my business? And I would tell them how to do it, because you can't be selfish. I had several friends I went into their restaurant and to show them what they needed to do, how would they pass their inspection, what the inspectors would look for, what they need, what they need more of or not had enough of. I would all, help them set up their business and, at the same time run my own business. So you have to help and be there. So you can't feel like other, blacks or minorities businesses is opening up that would affect your business because it doesn't work. It's enough out here for all of us, and we have to learn as a people to share and help each other to be successful. Yes, I thought about coming back to Dayton and opening up again, but it's just a thought, and maybe with requests and the support of Dayton, which I believe I would get, that I may consider, coming back and opening up again.
What was your first menu like? I mean, what were you guys cooking?
Well, when we started off cooking on the street corners, fish was our thing. People come from everywhere just for our fish and our ribs. My husband would cook those ribs, and he would make homemade barbecue sauce, and everybody loved it. And so we just went from there.
What memories do you have of all the places that you guys posted up and worked out of? Is there any good, bad, funny memories that stick out at any of those locations?
I think our most fondest memories was when we would do different culture affairs. We would set up at the events for that, because it was so much fun, being at the festivals and seeing so many different people, of all cultures and everything. That was the most fun memories that we had, but I enjoyed every moment. Every place we went, we left a lot of memories. We put a lot of impact on people that we had, come in contact with.
Speaking of Black Cultural Festival, you think you might want to come back to Dayton for that one, for ours?
Yes, I would come back to Dayton for the Black Culture Fest. I understand that, they have started them back up. So yes, it would be a pleasure and an honor to come back to Dayton and for Mary Ann's Kitchen, also doing business as the Rib Bone at the Culture Fest.
What would it depend on? How could we?
Just call me and we can sit down and talk about it. If anyone's interested in me coming back or doing any kind of catering or festivals or any event, like I said, they can reach me on area code 937-397-0677. My email is annperson96@yahoo.com.
Now, as far as cooking, did any of your other siblings, did they work with you or want to cook or open a restaurant or anything like that?
Yes, all my siblings was there with us when we started Mary Ann's Kitchen cooking. My in-laws, my siblings, and my whole family, my nieces, my nephews. We all, pitched in to help me to get started. But most of all was my mother-in-law. Her name was Mary. My name was Ann. So, in her encouragement, we came up with Mary Ann's Kitchen.
Mm-hmm. So you're no longer located here in Dayton?
No, I am not. I am now in the suburbs of Nashville, Tennessee, Murfreesboro, and I left about 10 years ago to better Mary Ann's Kitchen, and so my family and I, we all moved and took the restaurant and went to Nashville.
How are you being received there?
Very well. Been very welcome in Tennessee. Of course, we have a food trailer there in Tennessee. I come back to Dayton quite often to do catering. We're now doing business in Nashville as the Rib Bone, so we're quite welcome, and things is going well.
Bringing that Southern cooking back to the South, are you?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I thought that put in my share of that Southern cooking, and I find out that the Southern cooking is not the same in Tennessee as it was in Ohio, but my roots is from Louisiana, so I could put all that together, and I came up with our own technique of cooking, which was quite beneficial for us.
So what's your signature dish? Or do you have several?
No, we don't have a signature dish. I had a signature dessert. It was called the sweet potato cheesecake is our signature dessert. But as far as our dish is concerned, we just whatever you like and whatever a person wants, depends on where we are and who we're serving to, is with that particular day would be our signature dish. But we're very well known for our barbecue, barbecue ribs, Polish sausage, turkey legs, pork chops, chicken wings, of course, our fried fish.
How does the clientele differ from Dayton to Nashville, or does it?
No, the clientele is not much different. People in Ohio has a tendency to complain more about the size of serving or the price in which we serve or the cost of food. But there in Tennessee, it doesn't matter. If your food is good, they're going to buy it, no matter the cost or how much the size of the serving. If it's good, they're going to buy it.
So let's talk about Roth for a minute. Let's go back to Roth. 72. Huh? What do you remember about being in high school that you think now, when you look back on it, that you think now helped to build your business?
Well, first of all, I was very athletic inclined when I was in high school, and I was busy. I was involved in a lot of different activities. I had a lot of friends, very well known in high school. And the couple of classes that I took in high school, like couple of business classes, and even as I pursued my college career. But far as high school, just being able to get along with people, know how to treat people and how to receive other people, how they treated me, that helped me a lot during my high school years. And even in high school, I used to bake and go to school, and my classmates would buy my cookies and my cake. And so it just carried on into, my adult life.
Now, being the businesswoman that you are, what can you say or tell people who are aspiring to get there? Is there a particular formula or what?
Yes, there is. First of all, you should take a few classes and learn business. That's the main thing, is learn business. What is it about? And then when you decide that you want to go into business, pick something that you enjoy doing. Don't just get into it just because you feel like you can make a lot of money. Do it from the heart. Pick a business that is fun. Pick a business that is a demanding business. And then be creative with your business. Try to do something that no one else is really doing. And if you do something that somebody else is doing, try to make it different.
Is there anything in particular that I haven't asked you that you would like to share with us here in the Dayton area?
Yes, I would like to just really give kudos out to everyone who helped make Marianne's Kitchen the successful business that it was. All the employees that I had over the years, my family, my in-laws, my whole family, and all my friends, customers that came in and supported me. I did a lot of things for WDAO radio station. I did a lot of catering for them, and I thank them. U92 radio station. Want to thank Mr. Bo Gavin, Spotlight 937, and just everyone in the city of Dayton who has supported Marianne's Kitchen. And I would say, as the young people would say, put us on the map.
Mm-hmm. How can people get in touch with you?
Well, I am in Tennessee. My email address is annperson96@yahoo.com. My telephone number you can reach me on is area code 937-397-0677.
We thank you for your service.
Well, it's been a pleasure, and I thank everyone, and I appreciate it. And like I said, I want to really put a special thanks today to my mother-in-law, Mary Person, who has been very inspirational to me. And before I close out today, I just want to really just thank her and just let her know what an inspiration she had been to me all the years of Marianne's Kitchen and catering. And remember, you can't rush good food. Marianne's Kitchen, food for the soul of the city. And thank you, thank you, thank you, David.